trends and LG OLED.
India refuses to play in Pakistan. Pak declares global boycott intention. It is a global cricket war now. BJP leaders from Karnal, Haryana seeks blessings from rape convict Ram Rahim as he holds a virtual satsang while out on parole. Republic confronts the deputy mayor who was part of this satsang event of rapist Ram Rahim.
कस्टडी के अंदर रह के मिलिटेंट किसी को मार सकता है तो मुझे ये बताइए आम इंसानों का क्या हाल हो सकता है।
Forces nailed Shopian targeted killing case, but Mehbooba Mufti at it again questions the forces. The conspiracy to create unrest exposed. Republic accesses the full Tukde gang files. Investigation reveals how Umar Khalid, mastermind of the 2016 JNU sloganeering. From Jamia to Selampur, Republic accesses details of how Umar Khalid and Sharjeel planned 2 riots in Delhi. Well, viewers, hello and welcome. I am Aishwarya Kapoor and you're watching The Burning Question. The point is very clear today, viewers. We, as a society, we, the people of India, really need to decide what kind of politicians do we need. These people, in name of getting our support, yes, I'm repeating myself. Few of these politicians, in the name of getting the support of the people, that is you, viewers. You say everything is right. This is exactly what happened today. Leaders from across party lines, the Congress, the BJP, and the other regional parties from Haryana were present. Where? They were not present in a rally. Neither they were present on a Padyatra, or they had come out to listen to the problems of the people of Haryana. But leaders across party lines were there in a virtual satsang. Normally, whenever you go to a politician, one constant reply, I'm very busy. Arey bahut kaam hai. Arey too many files to sign. But these politicians and so-called leaders had time to be present in a virtual satsang of a rape convict, none other than Ram Rahim. And when confronted, when asked by Republic, they put the blame on you. You, viewers, they say, we are not at fault. We were called, we went because we were called by the people. The same people, they say, who voted for them. Is this true? Or is this a convenient reply which these politicians have devised? That whatever question, whenever in an uncomfortable position, put the blame on the people. That we are doing this for the people. You are there in the virtual satsang of a rapist for the people, for the women of Haryana, for the people of Haryana, and this is across party lines, viewers. That's the topic. But first this report, and then we have a full panel on this special report.
A welcome party for a rape convict and public servants participating in the so-called satsang of rape convict Ram Rahim. Rape and murder convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim, who is out on a 40-day-long parole, addressed a satsang virtually on Wednesday. The most shocking was Karnal mayor seeking blessings from the rape convict.
हाँ जी, ये करनाल से लिख के आया है। मेयर रेनू बाला वो जी आ गए हैं, तो अगर पॉसिबल है वो बात करनी चाहते हैं तो कर सकते हैं बेटा।
धन धन सतगुरु तेरा ही आसरा
आशीर्वाद बेटा, बहुत स्वागत बेटा जी।
पिताजी आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहे।
जी बेटा।
और पहले भी आप करनाल आए थे और स्वच्छता का जो संदेश आपने दिया था उससे करनाल आगे बढ़ा है और आगे भी आप आकर करनाल को आगे बढ़ाएं।
जी।
स्वच्छता का जो संदेश देंगे फिर से
हाँ
सबको आशीर्वाद दें।
जी बेटा, जी बेटा, बहुत आशीर्वाद बेटा।
When confronted by Republic, Karnal Deputy Mayor admitted to be part of the event.
बताइए, मैं एक आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ। बताइए, क्या दूसरे पार्टी के नेता वहाँ नहीं जाते क्या?
अरे दूसरा पार्टी के बारे में छोड़ दीजिए ना आप दूसरे पार्टी के बारे में छोड़ दीजिए।
आप जैसे पूछ रहे हो वही बता रहा हूँ।
हम सबसे पूछते हैं सर।
मैं भी यही बता रहा हूँ। क्या सिर्फ सिंगल पर्टिकुलर पार्टी से आदमी जा रहे हैं?
हम सबसे पूछते हैं, हम सबसे पूछेंगे, हम सबको फोन कर रहे हैं। आपको भी फोन करके हम पूछ रहे हैं आप क्यों गए वहां पे।
Self-styled as MSG, Messenger of God, Gurmeet Ram Rahim was pronounced guilty of raping 2 women disciples and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment in each case, and subsequently pronounced guilty of murder as well on January 11th, 2019, and was sentenced to life imprisonment. But the questions arise, how can a rape and murder convict be allowed to hold a satsang while on parole? Is vote bank more important than morality? And would the BJP act against such leaders? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, Asif Bhamla, political analyst and President Bhamla Foundation, live from Mumbai. Sandeep Singh, author and columnist from Mumbai. Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, and Dr. Suman C. Raman from Chennai. Asif Bhamla, sir, please tell me, leaders from across party lines, aren't today? Across party lines. What BJP, what Congress, what INLD, what NLO. Everyone were there. And did you hear this leader? She said, "Aap hi ka asra, that we are all completely dependent on you." And the irony is just between next couple of weeks are the municipal level elections. So she is openly seeking help of a rapist, Asif Bhamla.
Wasn't problem, but anyways, let me tell you that I personally, individually, am very against all these dongi babas. I don't endorse them, neither do I support, nor do I have any sort of sympathies for such people. Coming back to the situation that is here now, after 3 to 5 years of continuous imprisonment, there is an entitlement and a provision within the process of law for a furlough and a parole, which I think is for which there is an entitlement to anybody. And in the past, everyone has availed of this facility. Now, whatever I'm saying, please should not be taken as something which is in favor of the so-called Baba, the Ram Rahim Baba. So that is within the law. Now, coming back to this particular situation, let me tell you, these cases that have been pelted on Baba Ram Rahim has been from 2014, when Bharatiya Janata Party was not even in power. When the Congress was in its fullest element of power, then these cases
in a different party, but are hungry. Asif, now calm down.
The BJP
who are hungry for power and will do anything, including bending every feather down. Asif Bhamla down. Everyone, all of those power-hungry politicians who are bending in front of such
destroyed the empire of
power-hungry politicians.
Ram Rahim.
Convicted rapists. You are not putting his fader down, you should have done.
Can you give me 10 seconds?
Such convicted rapists, do not let this happen. Thank you very much. But Asif Bhamla, Sandeep Singh, Ravi and Suman C. Raman, it's not a BJP, Congress, SP, AAP issue. It's the issue of those hungry politicians who will do anything for power. But remember, all 5 fingers are not equal. Not equal. And with that, I end this debate and I hand it over to Abhishek Kapoor for debate number 2 on burning question. Abhishek.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya there. And a second burning question that we have is on an important development that took place, and that was in connection with Umar Khalid. We knew this by deductive logic. How do so many protests mushroom in a choreographed manner? There were giveaways like organized camps, logistics, food delivery, a toolkit that was visible before Greta Thunberg made the word itself on vogue. And then the Delhi police deep dive brings out what can be termed empirical evidence. Meticulous marshalling of information and data which nails the conspiracy behind Delhi riots of 2020. Let's understand and then have a quick debate.
And this message, two messages I would say, 17th of February 2020 and 22nd of February 2020 will tell you their intentions. And this is exactly what they are saying. Messages of 17th, DPSG WhatsApp group unequivocally points out the incitement to violence, whereas OA Sultan Khan clearly says, your proposal to incite violence followed by another message. Itna samajh lo, sirf ki violence nahi karne denge tumhe aur tumhare doston ko bhai. The proposal to incite violence. And one more, Abhishek, is the biggest revelation. Anas Tanveer is the lawyer of DPSG, and this is what he says on 24th of February when the national capital was burning. He says, I am very disturbed with the development that has taken place since yesterday, and to me it seems like a concerted plan. It's the biggest admission, viewers, of the fact that this was completely pre-planned.
All right, these are about the Umar Khalid files. Remember, the matter of Umar Khalid's bail is in court, and this is evidence which has been gathered by Delhi police and accessed by our ace SIT reporter, Shravan Sen, senior editor in fact. And joining me to discuss these Umar Khalid files, and not just Umar Khalid, it's about the manner in which and the meticulous detail in which the Delhi riots were planned in 2020. Joining me, Binay Singh, political analyst, live from Delhi, leans towards the BJP, and Anirban Banerjee, political analyst, leans towards the Trinamool, and live from Kolkata. If I could begin with Binay. Binay, you're there, you have, the Delhi riots are lived memory. We covered them, we knew what was happening. As I said at the beginning, there was deductive logic to the manner in which you could connect the dots between all those mushrooming of protest sites and the logistics that went into them. Is it a surprise that Delhi police could muster all this evidence?
Look, there is a lot of learning from the many of the recent incidents which has happened in the past and those who have garnered the national and international limelight. The farmer protest, the CA protest. There are so many learnings. There are so many takeaway points. PFI is a banned entity today. We have discussed a lot about PFI. But again, PFI is not going to end here. So, the CA violence or the CA riots is also not going to end here, over here. Something new will come with a new modus operandi, with a new name, in a new format. So, let's wait for that. Simi was banned, it became NDF, NDF was supposed to be banned, it became PFI, and every time, their modus operandi was nearly foolproof. It was so hard for the agencies to crack because we are used to the old school formats. Even the agencies, they are used to the old school tactics. But these organizations, those who were involved in the CA kind of violence, and the Umar Khalid, he is a part of that organization. So they are with new modus operandi. It's a next generation warfare, and these are not mere culprits, nor mere criminals. They are the soldiers of the next modus operandi, which is targeted towards India. So be alert on that. Be alert on that.
Right, Binay.
Yes, it's time to be
we have
more
to be alert on that. Binay, in fact, Anirban joins us now. Anirban, we are discussing the evidence that has been marshaled by Delhi police in support of prosecution. So far as Delhi riots are concerned, and this is in the context of a bail plea hearing that has gone on for Umar Khalid, and a verdict for which would come sometime late November. But this is solid evidence, document. Now, for example, access by Shravan Sen, Anirban, why would these protesters, okay, fine, they are using constitutional democratic tool of protest and are there out in the streets, but why would they, for example, destroy 28 of the 33 CCTV cameras that were there in the vicinity of the protest site? Why would they do that? Obviously, there is a plan, and the plan is to indulge in violence which should not be recorded on those cameras, Anirban.
First of all, Abhishek, why do you want me to completely trust blindfolded anything that the BJP-controlled Delhi police is claiming in court? This is the prosecution side. The prosecution...
Every state police works in a certain manner. Anirban, I have to correct you.
Before the trial court. Of course, fine.
You are questioning the police, Anirban. This is deflectory tactic, if I could call it.
Yes, I am questioning
by the same logic, the Bengal police is controlled by the TMC. Are you suggesting that?
When the police, whatever state police it is, or the CBI or the ED, whoever it is, they have to present their case before a trial court. And unless and until they can prove their case before the trial court...
We have digressed a bit, but I will have to ask this question, Anirban. If the Delhi police is controlled by the BJP, are you admitting that the Bengal police is controlled by TMC?
The Delhi police is under the Home Ministry of India, of Union Government of India. The minister name is Mr. Amit Shah, right?
So is Bengal police under the control of Home Department, of which Mamata Banerjee is the minister.
This is a serious case of...
Doesn't
make a mockery of this.
Yeah, doesn't anybody question the Bengal police? Does anybody question the Bengal police? Yes, they do. That's fine. That is the democratic right of a person or an organization or a political party.
Okay, you have admitted that Bengal police is controlled by TMC. Now go ahead and make your argument.
CBI. So whenever it is, the Bengal police is of the Bengal government. The TMC runs the government. Therefore, as an opposition, anybody would question them. As an opposition, I will question the BJP. But the TMC does not mark anyone questioning them as anti-nationals or terrorists. What the BJP does, anybody opposing the BJP becomes a terrorist or an anti-national in their term. There lies the difference. The UAPA or the NSA was promulgated in cases of serious national security threats. But in the Modi Shah regime, anybody protesting against the BJP is charged with UAPA or the NSA. That is the reason people like Umar Khalid are failing to get a bail, because the law is very, very stringent. But in this case, it has
Vinay, there is a giveaway again. Anirban says that protesting against Modi Shah, the protests were not against CA, in fact. Anirban can't. Anirban. All right, I have to introduce my other guest also, Anirban. Dr. Piyush Joshi, political analyst, joins us live from Indore. He leans towards the Aam Aadmi Party, and Vinit Goenka, spokesperson of the BJP. We are having this conversation where Anirban sort of kind of deflected the question I asked. The question was 28 out of 33 CCTV cameras were either dislocated or disconnected because these protesters, led by Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam and others, they did not want their actions to be captured to become evidence later when the police would come in. Piyush Joshi, Aam Aadmi Party government is in Delhi, and we saw the scale of destruction that was caused in Delhi riots. How are you going to defend these people who had this much meticulous plan, that kind of detail in mind when they executed those protests and hence the riots?
Why should we defend them? It is very clear that they have themselves to defend in the court of law. The court of law is yet to adjudicate on the matter. Aam Aadmi Party does not control the Delhi police. Aam Aadmi Party does not control the intelligence agencies. Aam Aadmi Party does not control the law and order. It is the LG and henceforth the Home Minister which controls the law and order and everything. So if at all any responsibility for the riots lies, it lies with the Home Ministry of the country, and it lies with the LG and not with the Aam Aadmi Party. It is very clear cut. So I don't think Aam Aadmi Party has anything to say of much importance on the matter, except that those who are giving religiously inflammatory speech, are they from Aam Aadmi Party or are they from BJP? Just before the riots, who gave the religiously inflammatory speech? Who controls the law and order? Who controls the intelligence agencies? And if the answer is only one, that is the BJP, then definitely the BJP is to answer and not the Aam Aadmi Party. I think the statement is pretty clear.
Let's ask the BJP. Vinit Goenka.
Please do.
Piyush Joshi is saying the Aam Aadmi Party has nothing to do with all these people who are charged of planning those protests and the riots. What was the BJP government doing, given the fact that law and order, so far as Delhi is concerned, is with the centre and your government and your party?
Ram Ram to you and to everybody on the show. I would answer Anirbanji and Piyush's points, but before that, let me tell to the audience who is watching this, this is a very serious case of enemies within who premeditated, planned a protest with an intention so that Bharat is looked down in the international arena because it was done with coinciding with the President Trump's visit. Intention was to break the fabric of the society, create disputes between the society. So it is nothing very small and petty politics which should be discussed like this. I feel very bad for this. I remember what CDS, the first CDS said, we are fighting 2.5 countries, 2.5 front war. One on the northern side, one on the western side, and one within the country by these enemies within. And unfortunately, Aam Aadmi Party also has people like this, whether it is Tahir Hussain, whether it is Amanatullah Khan, who have the same mentality and who propagated, who pumped, who helped this kind of elements who are there. It is not Umar Khalid as one person, but it was the act of non-commission by the Chief Minister by not going and talking to the people who are there. He, in fact, helped the entire situation here to become worse. Two, the speeches which were being given by people from Aam Aadmi Party also aggravated the situation here. So I feel they should take the responsibility. I congratulate the way the police handled it in a faster manner, the way the investigation officers have collected the evidences.
Okay, a charge is being made against the Aam Aadmi Party. I'll have to come to Piyush Joshi, but before that, Anirban, I have a basic question to ask. Before 2014, no Tukde gang at JNU, despite the fact that it was a left bastion. It has been a left bastion in a very planned, choreographed manner. But the moment Modi government is there, which is a nation's mandate, you have slogans being shouted in Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi. Now, please tell me, it's been about 3 years of the Citizenship Amendment Act. Not a single case you can, bring out in which a Muslim citizen has lost citizenship, which was alluded to in those protests, in those speeches, in those protest sites, that this is targeted at Muslim community. Not a single case of a Muslim citizen of India suffering, being targeted, or losing citizenship, or being mistreated because of the Citizenship Amendment Act. Why were those protests planned? Just because a set of people don't respect the mandate given by the people of the country? 2014 and 2019?
Abhishek, it was precisely because of the protests all over the country that the CAA rules have not been promulgated yet. There are no rules, and without the rules, no act can be implemented on ground. The government has failed to enact the rules for the main act, that is the CAA. Where are the rules? The government is afraid. The government has also said no NRC for now because they are afraid of the protests. The protests all over the country by political parties, organizations, various individuals has pushed the government onto the back foot. That is the reason there are no rules. So the question of anybody losing their citizenship does not arise. There are no rules yet. 3 years have passed. The government has only enacted the act, the primary act. There are no rules. They cannot do it.
As far as I know, the government is going to bring in the rules of CAA. It has never said, as Anirban says, it has never said, Anirban I think is not abreast of the facts. The government has never said that the CAA rules would not come. I think the COVID delay happened. But still, Binay Singh, you think the government has
the
government has lost the confidence with which it had brought in CAA?
Anirban, Abhishek, we are discussing Umar Khalid in respect to the CAA violence. Umar Khalid is just not an accused of committing some crime. He said in open, I think Anirban has not been able to get that video. He said in open on record that we need to choke the chicken neck by mobilizing a community, a certain community. You know from where he has got this prescription. This is an conspiracy theory by ISI called Operation Pin Code, in which it is planned to choke the chicken neck by changing the demography and to cut the northeast from rest of India. So this is the prescription in the ISI conspiracy,
that was Sharjeel Imam,
which Umar Khalid was talking about.
And that was, by the way, Binay,
he's
a Republic Bharat story
criminal. And if Anirban is not able to see that,
in which we exposed Sharjeel Imam talking about that plan to choke chicken's neck, and many of these protests were following that copybook of creating a law and order situation and testing how the state responds. My last bit to Piyush Joshi, you know, there was a charge made by Vineet Goenka on the Aam Aadmi Party, but the fact of the matter is, it's not about party positions. Whatever happened in Delhi in 2020 had implications not just for national security, but India's international standing as well. You know, this evidence by Delhi police really nails the conspiracy. You can't indulge in whataboutery about it. You can't take sides on this.
Nobody is indulging in what
before you come out, I remember Shishod talking about police burning the buses.
I totally understand it, and it was regrettable whatever has happened. But what I'm just saying, my humble submission to Goenka ji, who is a learned fellow, kindly remind me when as an AAP leader given a religiously or politically inflammatory speech, or religiously inflammatory speech to be exact. And second thing, is Tahir Hussain still a member of Aam Aadmi Party? He is not. What happened to Kapil Mishra? What is Kapil Mishra doing?
Vineet Goenka, I'll give you last 10 seconds. Vineet Goenka, let Piyush Joshi complete. Piyush Joshi quickly.
When Aam Aadmi Party does not control the police, the law and order, the intelligence agency, it definitely goes and expels the person who's found just to be in the under the shadow of doubt as well. They expel that person. On the other hand, those people who are giving religiously inflammatory speech like Kapil Mishra are still in the BJP. With the BJP controlling the law and order agency.
Okay, Kapil Mishra, on that point, I will have to give last 10 seconds to Vineet Goenka, because a charge has been made with a specific name against the BJP. Vineet Goenka, your last 10 seconds.
Unfortunately, in these riots, if Umar Khalid was directly involved, there are people who instigated this. Manish Shishodia ji pointed aspirations on the Delhi police. He said the buses were burned by Delhi police, which was very irresponsible of a deputy CM to do that. And I would like to remind the audience, he instigated the people by speaking like that. Number two, Tahir Hussain, Amanatullah Khan, all belong to Aam Aadmi Party, who are elected representatives of Aam Aadmi Party, who instigated, abetted, and also funded this kind of activities which was going on there. So Aam Aadmi Party
did you charge Amanatullah Khan?
Come clean about on this particular part.
Okay, it's not. You've got your time, Vineet Goenka. It's not Amanatullah Khan versus Kapil Mishra. You know, going by Delhi police, the plan was clear. Hold on. Going by Delhi police, the plan was clear. Create a law and order situation, communal strife, make the community a hotbed of discontent to be marshaled for the ultimate objective of breaking India sometime in future. Make no mistake, it was no secular outpouring of resentment. It was abuse of constitutional means to further a diabolical plan, the evidence of which is out now. As the court decides on Umar Khalid's bail in November, we will bring more details and facts to you viewers. Keep watching, and after a short break, Arnab Goswami with the debate.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has ordered the National Investigation Agency to probe the October 9 violence in Mominpur in West Bengal. The NIA has registered an FIR in New Delhi and initiated a probe in the matter. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has landed in Mumbai today from his 3-day trip. Guterres will pay homage to the 2611 victims at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel as part of his first-day schedule.
We are aware of how people, students, alumni gathered at the Harvard University campus to protest against the CA. Let them protest. Provoking you on this, what are the far-reaching consequences of such act?
If India were not a victim of it, Jai Shankar would not be going around with a fire extinguisher putting out fires. Jai Shankar is putting out these fires almost one every week, but he has not figured out where is it coming from. If India were to be immune from all this, then you would not have Washington Post placing ads when there is a demonstration or riot in India going on, but they are. The Kurukshetra is global. Distance is absolutely irrelevant.
A billion homes, a million stories. India's biggest news media conclave.
Why has Hinduism become an easy target? Have you ever come across any other religion being demeaned at a scholarly level?
Not even demean, but even an honest criticism would be called Islamophobia in the case of one religion. When there is a civilizational attack on our culture and it is a few individuals who are standing up to it and facing it, the government is not stepping in to help. India needs to step up its responsibility to protect Indian civilization.
News media is evolving. The mediums are expanding. The opportunities are plenty. It is time to put the focus on what is the future of news media. India's biggest news federation brings you India's biggest news media conclave.
Emergency services were searching for people in the debris of an apartment block in the southern Ukrainian port city of Mykolaiv after it was hit by an early morning missile strike. The barrage consisted of air defense S-300 missiles, which Russia has been repurposing as ground attack weapons amidst reports that its ammunition stocks are being depleted. A Moscow court refused to revoke Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny's 9-year sentence for a fraud and contempt case. The second court of secession of a general jurisdiction rejected the complaint of Navalny's lawyers, who demanded that Navalny's sentence in the case of fraud and contempt of court be overturned.
The biggest questions, the most invigorating conversations, the most crucial news conclave in India. Don't miss India's biggest movers and shakers at India's biggest news media conclave. The faces that matter, the most compelling conversations, the issues never discussed before. India's biggest news media conclave.
The Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists who killed 2 laborers while they were sleeping were neutralized in an anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir. Incriminating material, including arms and ammunition, was seized from the encounter site. The former AIADMK General Secretary V.K. Sasikala has refuted charges in the Arugamas.
India refuses to play in Pakistan. Pak declares global boycott intention. It's global cricket war now. BJP leaders from Karnal seek blessings from rape convict Ram Rahim as he holds satsang while out on parole. Republic confronts the deputy mayor who was part of the satsang event of rapist Ram Rahim. Forces near Shopian targeted killing case, but Mehbooba Mufti at it again, questions the forces. The conspiracy to create unrest exposed. Republic accesses the full Tukre gang fights. Investigation reveals how Umar Khalid masterminded the 2016 JNU sloganeering. From Jamia to Silampur, Republic accesses details of how Umar Khalid and Sharjeel planned 2 riots in Delhi.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
A billion homes, a million stories. India's biggest news media conclave.
Why has Hinduism become an easy target? Have you ever come across any other religion being demeaned at a scholarly level?
not even demean, but even an honest criticism would be called Islamophobia in the case of one religion. When there is a civilizational attack on our culture and it is a few individuals who are standing up to it and facing it, the government is not stepping in to help. India needs to step up its responsibility to protect Indian civilization.
News media is evolving. The mediums are expanding. The opportunities are plenty. It is time to put the focus on what is the future of news media. India's biggest news federation brings you India's biggest news media conclave.
Emergency services were searching for people in the debris of an apartment block in the southern Ukrainian port city of Mykolaiv after it was hit by an early morning missile strike. The barrage consisted of air defense S-300 missiles, which Russia has been repurposing as ground attack weapons amidst reports that its ammunition stocks are being depleted. A Moscow court refused to revoke Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny's 9-year sentence for a fraud and contempt case. The second court of secession of a general jurisdiction rejected the complaint of Navalny's lawyers, who demanded that Navalny's sentence in the case of fraud and contempt of court be overturned.
The biggest questions, the most invigorating conversations, the most crucial news conclave in India. Don't miss India's biggest movers and shakers at India's biggest news media conclave. The faces that matter, the most compelling conversations, the issues never discussed before. India's biggest news media conclave.
The Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists who killed 2 laborers while they were sleeping were neutralized in an anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir. Incriminating material, including arms and ammunition, was seized from the encounter site. The former AIADMK General Secretary V.K. Sasikala has refuted charges in the Arugamaswamy Inquiry Committee's report. She further made it clear that she is ready to face an inquiry in the matter if needed. A week after rape charges were filed against him, the Congress legislator Eldhose Kunnapilli from Kerala is still absconding. According to sources, he is likely to be charged with attempted murder. A 3-year-old boy from Bengaluru's Varthur area was washed away after he fell into an uncovered
17-16 के जो करनाल के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हैं, इनके द्वारा मेयर को, सीनियर मेयर, डिप्टी मेयर को कल जो पैरोल के आने के बाद जो बाबा जी ने अपना जो सत्संग किया था, ऑनलाइन सत्संग, तो वो कर वहाँ से बरनावड़ यूपी डेरे से, और करनाल में यहाँ कमोपुरा जो हमारा नाम चर्चा का है उसमें हुआ था ये, तो उसमें सारे गए हुए थे और उसमें बस अपने बातचीत करी और जो संदेश था वो दिया उन्होंने, अपने बातचीत करी और आशीर्वाद दिया तो सब कुछ। मेयर मैडम होगी रेणुबाला गुप्ता जी, राजेश अग्नि जी सीनियर डिप्टी में, मैं खुद साथ था, और जिला प्रधान योगेंद्र राणा जी भी थे, और भी कई ऐसे लोग, किसान मोर्चा के जो जिलाध्यक्ष हैं नरेंद्र गोरसी जी वो थे, इलम सिंह जी थे।
News media is evolving. The mediums are expanding. The opportunities are plenty. It is time to put the focus on what is the future of news media. India's biggest news federation brings you India's biggest news media conclave.
Emergency services were searching for people in the debris of an apartment block in the southern Ukrainian port city of Mykolaiv after it was hit by an early morning missile strike. The barrage consisted of air defense S-300 missiles, which Russia has been repurposing as ground attack weapons amidst reports that its ammunition stocks are being depleted. A Moscow court refused to revoke Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny's 9-year sentence for a fraud and contempt case. The second court of session of a general jurisdiction rejected the complaint of Navalny's lawyers, who demanded that Navalny's sentence in the case of fraud and contempt of court be overturned.
The biggest questions, the most invigorating conversations, the most crucial news conclave in India. Don't miss India's biggest movers and shakers at India's biggest news media conclave. The faces that matter, the most compelling conversations, the issues never discussed before. India's biggest news media conclave.
The Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists who killed 2 laborers while they were sleeping were neutralized in an anti-terror operation in Jammu and Kashmir. Incriminating material, including arms and ammunition, was seized from the encounter site. The former AIADMK General Secretary V.K. Sasikala has refuted charges in the Arugamaswamy Inquiry Committee's report. She further made it clear that she is ready to face an inquiry in the matter if needed. A week after rape charges were filed against him, the Congress legislator Eldhose Kunnapilli from Kerala is still absconding. According to sources, he is likely to be charged with attempted murder. A 3-year-old boy from Bengaluru's Varthur area was washed away after he fell into an uncovered stormwater drain. The boy has been identified as Kabir from Bengaluru. Meanwhile, rescue operations for missing Bengaluru toddler who fell into an open stormwater drain are underway. World Cup winner Roger Binney is the new 36th president of the BCCI, taking over from Sourav Ganguly to run the world's richest cricket board. Meanwhile, sources say that Sourav Ganguly himself has said that the BCCI is in good hands now that Roger Binney takes over. Just a few days before Diwali, the Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai will chair a high-level meeting to combat air pollution. The air quality in Delhi and neighbouring areas starts worsening in October due to unfavourable meteorological factors. The former AIADMK General Secretary V.K. Sasikala has refuted charges in